What is going on with you, YouTube? This is Regular Dave coming at you with another video. All right, man. Look, we kind of back, but not really. I got some time, so we're recording this. I watched the PS5 reveal yesterday, so it got me excited for the next generation of games. And I have an interesting topic. What are your expectations for the next generation of sports video games? Now, this one's going to need some participation. I'm really interested in what people have to say, so get active in the comments, share this video, ask your favorite content creator, whatever. I just kind of want this to get around so people can start talking about what they want to see in next-gen games. All right, I got a couple things that I want to see, man. We're going to get into them. This is kind of freestyle, so it might not have no rhyme or reason to it. But let's start talking about what I want to see. Now, first of all, I'm going to just throw this all the way out. Look, graphics are going to... Nobody needs to say graphics because we know that's how these games are going to be sold at the beginning. Our graphics, we've seen Sweaty Zion. We know that they're going to show us what these systems are capable of. They have a lot going on under the hood, some horsepower, some firepower. Graphics are going to get better. That's never really been a problem with sports games. Let's be honest. There's never been really any sports games where we're like, oh, these graphics suck. Graphics are normally good with sports games. So what are your other expectations? All right, I got a couple, and these expectations are coming from a different type of gamer, and you guys will see. First expectation, I need the AI in all games to get better. I need the AI to just really improve. Look, when I was growing up, man, you rent a game, you buy a game. The back of the box, it was gonna say improved AI. AI improved year after year after year. They were selling that on the back of the box, improved AI. Whether the AI improved or not, they was putting it on the back of the box, but they realized how important the artificial intelligence is for these sports games. Now, why is it so important? Well, some of y'all consume games where it really don't matter because everybody on the field, on the court is a user. You know, you play NBA, a lot of the way people play NBA 2K, they're not playing against AI. But it's important because unless you're playing a single sport game like tennis or golf, you got a whole bunch of people. You can only control one. You got a whole bunch of people on the field that have to be smart for the game to function properly. And if the AI is not good, which I currently think it's really lacking in these sports games, can screw up your whole experience. Case in point, look at Madden. You can only control one guy on the field, so everybody else has to act right. AI could have solved the Madden Bowl problem. If the computer was smarter, and as long as you're calling halfway incompetent run defense, the AI should have got smarter enough to just shut that all the way down. Now, I know, yeah, we want to give users control, but the AI got to be halfway decent to say, all right, this dude's running the ball every time. Let's really shut this down. In NBA, the AI, it's almost like they haven't, NBA 2K, they haven't really paid a whole lot of attention to it because people are consuming the game a lot different. But it's look, I play NBA 2K19. I can't speak for 20, but I'm assuming it hasn't improved by some videos I've seen. It's pretty bad. What they've done to compensate for the AI for a long time is really just make the game cheat you because the game is not smart enough to figure out that they got all these tools in the game. They got about 1 million different dribble animations, 1 million different ways to protect the ball, but the computer can't seem to choose one. So it'd rather dribble the ball through your crotch, through your hand. There's so many different ways that NBA 2K cheeses you, which makes me believe that it's an AI issue. With the rebounding, it cheeses you. With block shots, somebody could jump in the air and then reach their full capacity jump in another 0.2 seconds after they were already out of position. You could pump fake somebody, have somebody jump in the air, and you run past them and somehow they catch you. It's just all cheese because the AI is just very dumb. And I really think they haven't been focusing on the AI because everybody's in a rec center and at the park. So, you know, it's just not the way they bring in their income. So they're like, all right, it's good enough. We have, you know, a few people over in franchise and playing, you know, you got to deal with AI on my team. But to me, it just hasn't gotten better this generation. It just hasn't. I mean, of course it's improved, but it didn't quite reach where I thought it should be. And I really want to see with all this horsepower, the AI improve drastically. Let's get into the next one. And the next one is so broad in general. I can make a 20 part series on it, but we're going to talk about gameplay, man. Gameplay needs to be the focus on the next generation, man. Look, I know how these companies get their bread and butter, But let's get back to the basics, man. Let's get back to the foundation, and then we can get to all the side dishes. Gameplay is by far the most important part of these sports games, and I feel like it's grown the least over, 2013 to 2020. This is probably the worst generation for improvements in gameplay. I feel like gameplay was improving exponentially in the past when these companies had to sell these games on the backs of gameplay. When there wasn't all these other avenues for the companies to get money, they absolutely had to improve the gameplay, and they did. Once they started finding different ways to make money, it was like, all right, well, we're going to improve gameplay, but not at the rate we was before. And what you get is, Madden football. Look, even 2K. Let me give you an example in Madden and 2K that I feel like the gameplay just needs to get way better. User control. The control of your players and limiting these scripted animations. Madden's the absolute worst on it, but they pretty much the absolute worst at everything. But 2K they realized that they did have too much two-man animation, so they did try to take them out. Madden, you could literally watch as the animation takes over. Now, I understand why these games went this way. The game looks more realistic when they could take two players and make them act out a sequence. It just looks a lot more real. But you know what? After a while, they should have figured out this ain't fun. It kind of kills the gameplay experience. They need to figure out with all this horsepower how to get these animations to act independently and have the players really understand their surroundings and really acknowledge the players around them, but not get locked into these animations. We asked for wide receiver, defensive back interaction, right? That was something that the community was asking for, but not at the expense of it just being these two-man sequences that we have no control over. That's a gameplay thing that I feel like, look, I don't got no confidence in Madden. I'm on the boycott Madden train, but that is something that would make the game exponentially better is if people feel like they had control instead of the game saying, oh, look, the ball's in the air. We're going to lock this, whatever happens into place, and then the play plays out. Same thing with 2K. They have enough of it going on where they need to really just figure out how to get rid of it and just have these players act individually. Even in MLB, there's some things that you're like, okay, this game is good, but it's 2020. And you know what? As of 19, I ain't played 20, so I can't say. I know y'all love if I'm wrong in the comments, but as of 19, there was no collision detection, right? So your guy's still second base. He's sliding head first. You swipe him out. When you swipe him out, there's no detection of you actually touching him. So you go right through him. And I was just thinking, like, how could this still be a thing in 2020? Your outfielders, or 2019 is the last one I played, your outfielders couldn't run into each other as well. That was something in Tony La Russa baseball on like Sega Genesis. But, I don't know if that's an MLB thing where they don't want collisions in the outfield. So that could be the case. But just little things in gameplay that I thought were just going to get better over time just haven't quite materialized. And that is my expectation for the PS5, the Xbox Series X, is for gameplay to be the main focal point. Now, there's a whole bunch of reasons why I don't think that's going to happen, but that's what I'm expecting. That's what I want to see. Let me get into the next one. And this is not, I wouldn't categorize this as an expectation. This is an old man rant. Can I get my old man rant on? I'm old as hell. So let me just speak for a second before I get into the next thing. But look, these games were built on the back of licenses, right? They're important. MLB, NBA, NFL. None of these franchises and series would be what they are if it wasn't for the license. I feel like we're getting further and further away of making a license matter. What do I mean by that? In NFL, look, they just take a crap on it. Madden, they take a crap on an NFL license, and NFL's like, give me more. So I don't even know if I want to speak to that. But 2K, actually, I feel like they're getting farther and farther away from the NBA. What do I mean by that? It's just the way people consume their game. This is no fault of the user, the people playing. This is no fault of 2K. I just don't want to see this path where the NBA part of the game is not as relevant, and it definitely can go this way just because the way people play. Here's the cycle. The game is so on the back of the NBA at the beginning. Look, we saw virtual sweaty Zion, right? That's, using an NBA license. We're going to see player ratings, right? And there's really not a whole lot of discussion around the player ratings because people don't end up using these players, and because a lot of people aren't in franchise mode like they used to be. And on top of that, they just going to release a million cards on my team that change the ratings and everything. So that stops mattering. Then we're going to see the sizzle trailer showing everybody's signature. That's the stuff I absolutely love. But once the game releases, man, it really just turns into creating your own player, grinding, getting badges, going to the park, going to the rec center, creating jump shots. Like everything you hear surrounding NBA 2K really doesn't have anything to do with the NBA. Whose fault is that? Nobody, man. Look, this is the will of the people. This is the people playing the game the way they want to play it, and it's just made the NBA aspect of the game less important. And it's the most important to me because you know what, as much as I've tried to build my own character and get into that, that's still not what I get the most satisfaction from. When I was growing up, the goal of the game for me and what I felt like developers were trying to create is having the game play like these people's real life counterparts. That was the most important thing. And over time, that has diminished. And I don't want to see less focus on that. But I can understand why it's like, well, we probably can't put as much time in it because people aren't living in that mode of the game. So that's what I mean by licenses. There's still some importance to them. And look, there's a reason why nobody will make a unlicensed, a real go at an unlicensed simulation football game is because these licenses are important. They built what these games are, and I don't want to see them get away from that. All right, old man rant. Look, get active in the comments. I know a lot of y'all are going to disagree, but look, you could go on Twitter and listen to people talk about 2K and not even know they talking about the NBA or basketball. When's the last time? Before NBA 2K released this setup, did you hear people talking about basketball and talking about archetypes? I'll give you the answer. Never. Look, you got people grinding for badges, but look, a badge has nothing to do with the NBA. But now it's like synonymous with basketball, sports basketball talk. It's badges. 2K made these up. You guys know they don't really exist. People really don't have badges. But you know what? That's the direction people are going in, and you know what? More power to them. All right, we off the old man rant. We on to something else. Look, this video's running long. I'm gonna have to cut this. This will be the last thing. I'm gonna have to cut this off. We're gonna have to pick this up at a later date after some discussion ensues. All right. Last thing that I'm really expecting is some vision from these developers, man. I feel like, oh God, Madden. We'll talk about that, but the vision is just not there to me. Where they set what they see, where they see the game going, and not being pulled in a million different directions by the customers who all have different things that they want. I mean, look at what Madden did just on the pure competition. What is it? Competitive mode versus simulation mode versus arcade. They weren't good at creating one mode. They just had not done a good job. And then they let people talk them in to trying to create 3 different ways the game plays. I mean, that really doesn't make sense. I need to see, look, when these systems come out, I imagine the games are not going to be as good as we would like, but with a clear vision, 3 years down the road, we should have an amazing experience. Now, without vision, you just keep having things that you put in the game, this feature. Oh, the people didn't like it. Let's take it out. Let's try this feature. We could sell it on this feature. Oh, the people, they kind of liked it, but we won't improve on it. Look, 2K is pretty good. They've been okay at seeing a vision and trying to like flush it out, but they can get off course too, man. There was a tweet. Let me find this tweet. I saw it. It was like in April sometime from Mike Wang. And the tweet just really rubbed me the wrong way. And it was a poll. Okay, here we go. If you're taking a wide open, uncontested layup, but have terrible timing, should there be a chance to miss? Here are the answers. Yes, user error. No, these are NBA pros. Yes, only on high difficulty. Guess what won by an overwhelming amount? And what I mean is got 64% of the vote. No, these are NBA pros. In my opinion, these are not questions devs should be asking. They know what's authentic and what's real. What would be, this is not an opinion. What's real is, yes, people do miss wide open layups, and we've seen people blow wide open dunks. the caveat is it doesn't happen very often. So yes, it should be, especially if you're going to put timing in the game. Yes, it should be possible. It should just be very, very, very rare. But let people tell it. It's like, no, it should never happen. 100%. Look, no matter the timing, you wide open, uncontested, layup or dunk, you should miss it. And that's not authentic. And that's nothing. That's not a question that should be left up to the people playing the game. If you create authenticity and you know what's the authentic thing to do, that's what you roll with. Now, I feel like these games have gone this way and let people pull them in all over a whole bunch of different directions. And really, it's like the devs get hired to choose the direction that the games go in and build on it and build on it. And then after a while, we'll see like, oh, that's where they wanted to take us and we're there now. But now with all this input and just people not sticking to their guns, you get all these patches and things taken out. And look, I just want to see clear vision from these developers, from all the major sports titles. All right, I'm rambling. We've gone on long. Look, people probably didn't make it to the end. If you did make it to the end, get active in the comments, share this, spread this. Let's get some debate. Let's get a discussion going. PS5 is and Xbox. It's an interesting time. It's an exciting time where gaming could go. Let's see. I'll get at you guys another time. Peace.